Hello everybody, back here again for our vlog day, and today is Tuesday the 29th, and today was a beautiful day outside weather-wise. It got nice and warm, just beautiful. Started off nice and cool, and it cooled off nicely this evening. I decided to get a handful of things done around the place, and then I decided to head out and go ride my dirt bike today, and then my plan was to camp out, spend the night up here in an OHV park, and that's what I did. So I had the trailer loaded up, and I was planning on bringing the trailer. I was going to also bring a couple of kayaks up, and then maybe do a little kayaking today and tomorrow and that, also with riding the bike. And then for whatever reason, I'm not really sure what really came up, but somehow or another I decided I did not want to bring the trailer and the kayak, so I left them at home and just brought the dirt bike in the van and saved hauling the trailer around, which now I look back, I wish I wouldn't have done that, but today was one of those days. It seemed like every single thing I went to do was just off a little bit. Like everything I did took longer than it should have. Partly I haven't been out riding my dirt bike this year, so loading everything up, getting everything ready to go, getting an extra change of clothes for the overnight camping, just loading the van, the trailer up in the bike up in the van seemed to go wrong like 3 or 4 different times. Just seemed like nothing was going right. Everything was just off. Like no matter what I did, if I went to flip off the light switch, I would miss it and I'd have to go back and reflip the light switch off. Or I would shut the door to the garage and realize I needed something else out of it, had to go dig the keys out, unlock it, and just everything was just off a little bit today. So that was just kind of how my whole day was going. That kind of got me a little nervous about riding. A lot of times when I'm off like that, I'll end up crashing and stuff. So I thought I'll just come up here, take it really nice and easy, not doing stupid, especially first real day of riding for the year. And then I thought tomorrow I might get a little more nutty. Got up here. Finally, it just seemed like like I said, everything took longer than it should have, and all that good stuff. Got up here. Nobody in the park at all, which I didn't expect to be. A lot of people here, especially midday on a Tuesday, late in the summer. So I went ahead, found a camping spot down below in the lower camping area to basically keep the van in some shade, give Bruce a little bit of shade while I was out riding. Got him all tied out, got him ready to go. Started loading the van, got everything unloaded. Just seemed like everything was kind of just off a little bit again. Just nothing was really going smoothly. Got it all ready to go. Fired the bike up. The bike fired up, was running great, and then started acting up and just gave me fits the rest of the day. I fought and fought and fought. I think the gas I had might have been old, so I ended up going and draining the tank out, tipped the bike completely upside down, drained the tank out of the tank, or all the gas out of the tank and that. Also drove over to the nearest town to me, bought another 5 gallons worth of gas, dumped in $7.50 worth of two-stroke oil, which is always great because I throw away all that excess money. And you're looking at basically you're looking at $6 a gallon by the time you break that stuff down. It's crazy expensive stuff, and just I don't know. It's one of those things you don't realize how much it costs to ride a dirt bike around, but to have good two-stroke oil in it and that. Came back, dumped in the bike. Really had trouble getting it fired up. It wasn't acting right still. Changed out a spark plug in that. Pushed it up the hill, and so I could roll it down the hill and try and bump start it about half a dozen times. And was just so sick and tired of it. A couple times I got to fire up, and it seemed like it was going to run, then it'd die back out. And I think I'm going to have to clean the carb now. So thinking the old gas might have really gummed the carb up. So I'm hoping my buddy will come up tomorrow, and he's going to bring basically some carb cleaner in that for me, I hope, and we can get it figured out and go from there. His plan on being here, I think he's talking like around 11ish. So that could mean 9 or it could mean 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's really hard telling. So hopefully that'll get done. I basically gave up on the bike and decided to go for my run. I grabbed my running gear, went out and ran some trails, knocked out a few miles there. Seemed to do pretty good. Felt fine, just that there's some crazy hills here and some really steep, really loose gravel and big rocks, that kind of stuff. Made it hard running. Got back, I just sat down. Really hadn't even had much time to relax yet, and I had a guy pull down here in his truck and asked me if I'd seen his dad out riding around on the motorcycle. And I said I hadn't, but I'd only been out running. My bike wasn't running at all, so I'd been on foot running around. And he said his dad had been at that point out, I think about an hour and a half or so. Hour and a half, I can't remember what he said now. And then I told him to go up and call the DNR number up there. Of course, the only motorcycle they had was the one his dad was on. He hadn't rode in years and years. The guy's in his 60s, and the son was kind of freaking out and this and that. Of course, Dad left his cell phone in the truck. There's just a whole bunch of issues. And the dad had never been here before, and his son kind of told him a little bit about how to get around. And this park is a huge-ass park, and you can get lost if you're not really paying attention. and another kid showed up with a dirt bike, young teenage kid, asked him to go looking for him, and his bike wasn't registered to even be here legally, but we kind of convinced him to go out anyway. He rode around, but he wasn't doing a very good job of the whole like looking for the dude. He's kind of like thought if I saw him on the 10 trails I rode, I'd stop and help him. But when you're looking for somebody, especially out motorcycle riding, every mile or so or every half mile, stop, shut your motorcycle off, and yell a couple times and listen, but didn't do that. The guy said he heard the bike, not that far from him, and he said he started his bike up, he yelled and hollered, not honked his horn, rode his bike up, and the kid never heard him. So he rode around, gave up, loaded his bike up, and was heading home. I decided while that guy was trying to call the cops and trying to find somebody to come out and help him locate his dad, because it was getting dark on us pretty quick, I took off running again with Bruce, went running around the trails, and it took me like, within 4 miles I found him. Found the dad, jumped on his motorcycle. He'd just gotten lost. He'd found the same bridge 3 times, he said, and he gave up and started trying to start a signal fire, which was funny because as a ex-Navy man, it would have been a lot. I don't know, I thought he would have done a better job in that, but he got a little fire going, wasn't throwing any wet leaves or nothing on it to make it really smoke like crazy. He went ahead and put the fire out. I left Bruce there, rode the motorcycle back, told his son not to call the cops anymore or to call and cancel it. He took care of all that, and then I had him falling back in the truck to get his dad. So he was pretty thirsty, he was pretty tired and pretty wore out, and I think immensely embarrassed in the whole process. So by the time I got back up, it was dark. Then I had to try and basically hang my hammock up and do all that kind of stuff in the dark, which was not a big deal, but it's kind of a pain in the butt. Where I parked, there's no AT&T coverage, which is what my iPad uses. So I had US Cellular on my iPhone, but it was weak signal and that, so I was able to text and stuff, didn't really check emails or anything like that. My iPad, I have to climb up to the top of the hill up there. Like, I don't know, it's quite a ways away, but I've made 2 hikes up there to check emails and stuff, my iPad and that. But I'm going to call the night tonight, I think, and basically, hopefully, my buddy can help me get my bike run in the morning, and I'll have a chance to do some riding then. So have yourself a safe and wonderful day. Thanks for watching.